Hello, hope you're doing well. I wanted to bring you an update on how your money's working in Pocket Plan, give you an update on the progress that we've made over the past quarter, and more importantly, share with you how you're going to receive a return on your capital. So we'll start off by looking at the overview. The second quarter was filled with a lot of progress on the development side, a lot of stumbling on the marketing side, but we are delaying the launch of the app until September 1st in order to adjust our billing and subscription models to new rules put out by Apple. So we should be able to launch on the 1st of September, both the advisor app and the client app. We made some great progress over the past few months on the ability to bill clients and generate revenue. We've brought on a new investor by the name of Alex Cifuentes, who's a friend of mine, and then I've given some demos to an estate planning group and a financial advising group that I want to share with you. The biggest risk that we have at this point is running out of capital. It's something shared by many startups, but effectively, we may be forced to launch an incomplete product just to get something out there and show the market that we do have a product, even though it may not be our best foot forward. But with that, we're trying to avoid that as you would expect. But But yeah, I want to remind you that we are building 6 products here. We're building a desktop app. We're building a mobile app. We have an advisor app. We have a client app. On mobile, we have Android and we have iOS. On iOS, we have to adapt for mobile and for the iPad. So whoever tells you that creating an app is easy, you may want to educate them about really what that takes. So let me give you an update here on where we stand with the goals that I put forth last quarter. First of all, I wanted to do presentations and get clients in as soon as possible. I was able to give some demos to an advisor that could bring on about 200 advisors on Pocket Plan. That company is being merged. They're going through a merger with a bigger company. If that goes through successfully, then we could actually bring on about 600 advisors on a Pocket Plan. So that was delayed, but it could be for the better, and that it could give us an opportunity that's a lot larger. Next, we wanted to raise $25,000 for the Alexa skill via Indiegogo. This was a part of our launch plan and was going to be used to generate some press prior to our launch. Unfortunately, with COVID, we didn't think that this was the right message to put out, that people were looking for a money app and during a pandemic. So we delayed that. And then finally, I'd like to find a technical co-founder. I did have really good conversations with one of our contractors. His name is Matt O'Brien. Matt is the owner of Unique Software Designs in Dallas, Texas. They're building out our mobile app. He's been working with us since late February, but unfortunately, he hasn't really delivered what I have expected. He has a lot of big opportunities. He's building out a tracing app for the Texas government. He's got his own fintech app that he's building out. So I don't know that he's going to be the right person. So I'm actively looking for somebody who can help out with managing all the technical side so that I can focus on business development and running the business. But here's a reminder of what products we have. We do have a product for each of these. As you'll see, you can pull it up on your iPad, you can pull it up on your iPhone, you can pull it up on your desktop or your laptop, and you will be able to see Pocket Plan there. But it's not exactly where we want to be. Now, in terms of our progress, what we've seen is that this past quarter, we were able to put in place some functionality that creates scenarios. These scenarios are the ability for you to go in and make some adjustments to when you retire, how much you spend, or how much you save, and then share that with an advisor. So I want to share this with you here quickly so that you can see what that actually looks like. Just as a reminder, if you would like to build your own profile on Pocket Plan and get an experience of what this does, then you can do so by visiting desktop. Just let me know and I'll set you up with that. So we were able to create this scenario feature that is interactive. This is really important for us to create user-driven content, a reason for users to come back to the app itself. This is a big deficit from other apps that are out there, is that they don't let you actually adjust the plan at all. In fact, you have to have the advisor adjust the plan for you. So if you want to make some adjustments like retire in North Carolina, and you want to see what the impact of that could be on your retirement, you have the ability to go in here and to play around with when you would retire, how much you'd spend, what your savings rate is, and then you can actually invite the advisor to this scenario. So this allows you to create content on your own, to educate yourself on your own, but then also to engage with a financial advisor, which is key, to building out the network. So that is available on desktop and mobile. It's something that I think is going to be a big factor in our success going forward. We also have the ability to generate financial reports. So all of your data is organized into a report like a cash flow report, a net worth, your financial plan itself, which is a projection, your investments, which shows an overview of where your assets are and the allocation themselves. And then you can print any of these reports, so you can speak with your spouse about them, you could share them with somebody else, or if you're a financial advisor, now what you can do is actually print out this report for your client, prior to going into a meeting. So I'm really excited about that because it gives us the ability to have something tangible, and then it also helps out the advisors themselves. We currently have the net worth report as functioning. We also have the income, the cash flow, your retirement score, and your investment report are all functioning. As you can see here, we'd like to add in some savings, taxes, Social Security, business valuation. Those will all be options that we have, going forward. But in terms of the so that's really on the client side. On the advisor side, we've made a lot of improvements with the ability for the advisor to have a custom phone number. We can send a text or an invitation. The advisor can send a text or invitation to a client to onboard on Pocket Plan. And this is huge in this era of not being able to do live in-person events. If you can put a phone number that says, text this number in order to engage with me, then I think that's going to be a win for anybody who's doing videos, who's doing social media. As the web has more eyeballs on it, this is going to be a lot more helpful because now you're going to have a unique source for any marketing event that you have, but then also it's an engagement tool so that people can interact with you. You can deliver value up front. So we've integrated Twilio. We've also integrated Stripe. Stripe is our billing software, and that is allowing us to have recurring billing so that we're able to generate some revenue there. Obviously, that's huge for the ability to generate revenue. Here's just a quick introduction to the advisor profile. They can get email alerts, text alerts whenever a client is added or updated. If they add an account, then you'll get an email or a text. Here's the registration link. So if we wanted to have a different source link for all of our marketing opportunities, like a podcast, a YouTube channel, whatever, we would just go in here and we could copy the link. When we do, creates a copy of it there so you can use it later. And then what you can do is actually send a text there to a client so they can onboard with you. So you could just say, join me on Pocket Plan, and you'll be able to send that text, and then the client will actually receive the text, and when they click it, they're going to be able to actually get on Pocket Plan. They'll be able to download Pocket Plan. They'll be able to onboard and directly through their phone. Here you go. So you see that there, and then if you are an advisor, you're running different you're running different territories, you have the ability to bring in a custom phone number so that you're looking like you're more local. We've added all that functionality there. So a lot of progress on the advisor side. Remember, the advisors are the ones that we are going to sell this to, and so that's having that type of functionality is great. In terms of where we need to spend more time, more attention, we have to get the damn app done. I'm just at my wit's end with getting this thing done. It's taken way too long, and unfortunately, the functionality that we have right now, it's not meeting my standards in terms of actually delivering on what the opportunity is. So we do have an app itself. This is on my Android, where I can pull it up. I can play around with it here. I do have access to the net worth report, to the cash flow reports. I can add in my financial accounts here, but that being said, it's still not as robust as I need it to be, so that I can go and close clients and get them to pay what I want them to pay. The other area that we're focusing on is getting 12 months of working capital in order to properly launch the business. I have not taken any salary or any money out of Pocket Plan except for $800 last month in order to cover some personal bills. Aside from that, though, I have been living on savings and working, generating some income through my marketing agency and as a financial advisor. But at some point, I'm going to need to generate income from Pocket Plan, and so I'd like to be able to do that, and then also to hire a US-based team, and then to run an advertising and marketing budget. So I'm working actively to raise about $2.5 million in order to get 18 months of runway, so that we can properly build out the app, and then also hire a US-based team. This quarter, we are looking at finalizing all the subscription details, getting the app in the App Store, and then enhancing the functionality over the next few months. But I think what will be a keystone for this quarter is that in about 30 minutes, I'll have a conversation with the former CEO of the UN Federal Credit Union. His name is Steve Ryerson, and he was introduced to me through an associate. But Steve is active in a lot of fintech companies. He's very well connected, and we've had preliminary discussions where he would be able to introduce me to Santander Bank and also to a registered investment advisory group with about 60 advisors nationwide. In addition to that, there's just the stamp of approval that comes from him being on board. So we're hashing out what that relationship would look like. He would like to be compensated in equity, and so as a result, I have structured his vesting, how much of the company he would get based on the value of the stock itself. So it's favorable to you as an investor, and it's favorable to us in growing the business. So I'm hoping that we can come to a deal here today, and we'll be able to announce that relationship next week. That could spur a lot of higher level conversations and open up some doors where we could get the product adopted pretty quickly. By the end of this month, we'll also have a automated sales system for advisors. This will consist of a sequence to educate them about the product and to allow them to onboard themselves. The reason that we want this systematized is obviously to free me up, but then to generate leads so that we can hire a sales team. So that'll be done by the end of the month. Early next month, we should have the subscription functionality complete. My lead developer told me that it's going to take him 5 to 6 weeks, so I threw an extra week on there, and I'm looking for that to be done. When that is done, that'll be the final step in order to launch the product. Apple requires you to have the ability to purchase the app directly through your iPhone, and so they want that because they want 30% of the revenue that's generated through the app itself. They required every app now effective June 1st to have this functionality, and it's really not that easy to put in place. So with that in place, then we can go to market and we can launch both the advisor app and the client app. And that's going to be huge going into the back half of the year, because it's expected that we'll have increased financial uncertainty, and this could be a great solution for that. By the end of the quarter, we'll also add in a tax calculator so that we're able to generate a more robust retirement plan or Monte Carlo score. So a lot of exciting steps here moving forward. Over the next quarter, I'd like to get some more beta testers on to get some real world feedback for what the product does, what are the deficiencies, what are the difficulties. I have to get this damn app done. It has to get out there. It's just like a monkey on my back. And then I'd like to secure $2.5 million in capital to give us 18 months burn. That would come from either a partnership with a larger organization or potentially a venture capital relationship where we give up 30% of the company. So a lot of different moving pieces here, but I think that we are unique in the product that we're offering. We've got there's no better time to have a digital engagement tool that helps with business development than now. And we should be very attractive as an investment opportunity. So for the next meeting, I'd like to get those advisor subscriptions. I'd like to set at least 10 of them, where we have 10 individual shops who are using Pocket Plan. In order to do that, we're going to have to demo the product for about 30 companies, and that's going to be facilitated through the system that I'm putting in place in July. And then finally, I really would like to find a technical co-founder, somebody who's going to be able to assist me with understanding the mobile space, understanding the cloud space, and can to pull the strings for all of the different players who are helping us out with the development and other aspects of it. So that'll free me up to go out and to recruit, get a good sales team in place, get customer service in place, do the things that we need in order to be successful. So I appreciate your support. I appreciate any feedback that you have, and I look forward to sharing some great news with you come October. If you have any questions, as always, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. And if you could, you'll be hearing from me soon in order to download the app if you haven't already, in order to test it out and to make sure that this is something that you're proud of as well. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.